Hello! Welcome to the podcast with no name yet. Episode 22? If I'm correct?
23. Oh, no, 22. You're right.
22. Boy,
Right.
come on now. Who
Gosh.
Who does the uploads here? Okay? I do. I should know by now.
You,
And all that stuff.
okay,
Anyways, welcome to our very Friday episode of No Name Podcast and all that stuff. I am also, of course, your host this week, Ricky, of course, moi, along with my damn it, I already had this one, co-compatriots, Isaac and Manny,
Okay.
and all that stuff.
Oh, damn, we're patriots.
And our cook.
I was getting to that.
No, don't
Oh,
point
my
because
bad.
I'm like at the bottom of the screen that way.
I'm getting to that point, okay? And then of course,
My bad.
joining us again and all that stuff after he did an amazing time last time, though it's been hard to get him back on the show and all that stuff, is Arturo as our fourth compatriot today.
And
And all that
for the
stuff.
blind.
Before we get into anything else, just to let you know that the podcast is always happening every Wednesday, though this is happening on Friday at 10 a.m. on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all other audio services around the world, and all that stuff, and everything like that. A little housekeeping for you to let you know what's happening. We did have a video. We uploaded a video earlier this week. Me and Isaac did the trailer reaction to the season 2 the Mandalorian trailer. It's out there on the YouTube channel and everything like that. If you're listening to the audio version of this and everything like that, I say it's a trying something new again. Like I said, we're trying some stuff, explore outside our content, outside the podcast and everything like that. But you should go check that out. Not right now because you're listening to the podcast and everything like that. And I'm going to start with this. How's everybody's week?
Amazing.
Good to hear.
Busy.
Yes.
Like, very busy.
Isaac?
It's been immaculate.
Okay.
Like the Immaculate Reception.
Oh.
No, immaculate.
This
Immaculate.
freaking
EMACKULATE.
I don't know if that's correct.
Immaculate.
I don't know if that's correct.
IMMAC.
Isaac, this is where you ask for it in a
Let's
sentence
not.
or as a noun,
Let's-
verb, or a.
Anyways, if Manny did spell that correctly, if you're watching the YouTube video, let us know in the comments below to know everything like that. And everything like that. But let's get started because it is a very, very jam-packed episode, I guess you could say.
Yes.
We'll get to our big topic later. We're gonna start with one big thing happening, and that is MCU news and all that stuff. We are
Yes.
and all that stuff. And Manny, do you happen to remember what that was?
Yes. Of course I do. I always remember what we're doing for the podcast. You know I always do.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
it was reported. On Monday that we have a new villain being introduced into MCU, and he'll be introduced in the next Ant-Man movie, which is pretty much far away. The guy's name is Jonathan Majors. Now, he is recently an actor that's been on this HBO show that's been out called I'm forgetting the name of it. Anyways, I heard it's really good though. Anyways, but the villain we are talking about here is who's he gonna play is called Kang the Conqueror. Now you're probably thinking about, hey, isn't he an Avengers villain and everything like that?
Oh, that's not what I was thinking.
Of course not, man. You never think anything like that. So,
When I first heard this, I was like, I didn't know that Ninja Turtles was gonna be a crossover. Not gonna
Oh
lie.
my gosh.
I kid you not.
It is?
I kid you not.
No.
No.
Oh.
No. I kid you not. In the group chat, he literally sends a picture of Craig, I don't know his actual name.
Craig, yeah, it's literally King with an R.
Yeah, it's like in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm like, what? He's like, I didn't know they're gonna do a crossover. Like, wrong, so wrong. They're so wrong. For those who know King Conqueror is, he's particularly an Avengers villain. He is a time traveler of sorts and everything like that. He's like off. He's from a distant future. He rules all over time and all that stuff. Or claims he does, and everything like that. He's
basically he's a wizard. Not just kidding. He's a warlord, right?
in a way, yeah.
He's a wizard.
He's gone into time, like certain times, places, and then like changed stuff in history and everything like that. If you are familiar to him in the comics and everything like that.
Has he not watched Back to the Future?
Stop. You cannot put Back to the Future in because Endgame brings up time travel in a totally different way.
Yeah, and did you not listen to Ant-Man?
It's not Back to the Future.
Yeah,
of course I listened. I watched the movie.
Oh my god. Sounds so disappointed. Oh.
Like Ant-Man, because he was like, because it's not Back to the Future. He's like, you mean that's all a bunch of bullshit? Like, of course it is.
I mean, we never know.
Well, apparently, on the MCU, how time travel works, it's not like that, and all that stuff. And so, pretty much, what this means is
just like how Captain America saw his past self, kind of.
Pretty much,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you remember, it's like your past is your future,
America's ass.
but your present is your past. I forget how Hulk said it and everything like that.
Yeah.
And in the game and all that stuff.
Remain true to yourself.
Shut up.
That's what that sounded like. You're like your past is your future. Your present.
Your present is your past. I don't know. That's what I said. But the thing is about that though is like how this works and all that stuff. Because here's the thing, Ant-Man 3 is not even within Phase 4 of all the movies and shows that are coming out for that phase. So you're looking at Phase 5 and all that stuff and everything like that. But the thing is about it, the fact that Kang is being introduced in this movie and not does bring the idea of will he become the Thanos level villain of the overall MCU for this kind of case, like how Thanos covered the first 3 phases of the MCU movies. Will this be the same for Kang and all that stuff and everything like that? And does Endgame how they dealt with time travel? Does that become like a thing of what leading to this villain and all that stuff? Anyone speak, please.
Yes, I believe that time travel is going to be very involved in villain. As you got, that sounded so unenthusiastic.
Yes,
it sounded so enthusiastic. I don't know. I don't really read Avengers comics, to be honest. I don't. But from what you guys said, that he deals with time travel a lot, like he goes in time and like changes things. So I mean, it can only like make sense for time travel to be a really big thing. Maybe they like hunt him through time. That'd be kind of dope, like time hunter kind of a thing.
Well,
or
because like
they have to like yeah. Go on.
Or like another thing, right? Is just like Kang the Conqueror, right? Actually, he provides so much for MCU for him to like manipulate like however they want it to go, because he could bring like thousands of like combinations of permutations, because since he's a time traveler he could bring, you know, villains and stuff from the past and everything way back then or from the future. So MCU is actually pretty smart for like pulling him in, because they actually have a lot to work with now, especially with the way that they set up time travel, where it won't affect any of the past movies, because obviously that's going to be their present if they go back in time and everything, and then he'll be able to bring them in, use these characters, and then nothing else is affected, and the timeline still goes on.
True.
Okay. He sounds really powerful.
Do you think Marvel will do that though? Like bring back old people?
Well, depending on the person.
Being one and done?
Probably, depending on the franchise and depending on the what's it called, the hero or villain that they might bring in. Because like I don't think they'll bring back like any old cast members or like any, or they might, but from the looks of it, it's gonna be probably like, you know, older villains, like things like, oh shoot, I remember him, or like, oh shoot, it's like this person is from like a distant future or whatever.
Would it be
that
like
makes sense, yeah.
So would it be like the same character but like a different version of sorts and all that stuff? Like say like,
yeah,
because if he is able to like multiple time streams and everything, would they be able to like figure out, like, would this be like a, say like this is a particular villain or no, a particular hero, but he didn't go the
As
route of
alter
what we're
ego?
seeing in alter
Yeah.
ego. So it's like he goes how his time stream went a different way than it was than how it is in the original timeline of the MCU and everything.
Yeah.
So you mean like different
maybe
dimensions?
his
he
Captain
reaped
America
into?
died instead of Iron Man.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that would be cool. But I don't think
That'd be kinda-
they would.
That
They're
would
not
happen,
gonna explore there.
Nah,
Nah.
nah. Maybe they can go
Nah,
back
like-
in time and fix the X-Men movies.
Well, you know what? You know what? A lot of the mantles were passed down to females. So if they so happen to bring them back, they can kind of like pass them down. Because I know Iron Man passes down to a girl, right? Am I wrong?
Wasn't
In
it
the
his
comics-
daughter?
No, in the comics, yes.
That's what I'm saying. And so also Thor gave his down to
Well-
Jane.
Well, that's most likely going to happen in the next Thor movie already. So
Right. So I'm just
Whoa,
saying,
what
like,
if the
they
girl
bring back
mantles
Tony-
turn into male mantles?
Oh.
Like, what if the next Black Widow was a dude? And, like, not as sexual, like, obviously, but, like, maybe, like, he were somewhat of the same.
we weren't thinking that. We weren't thinking that. It was just.
Yeah, but, like, that
I
was
mean, like
just what came to
skin
mind.
tight leather.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
it's
pretty.
super flexible.
Oh god.
Not like that'd be kind of cool, but like it'd be like roles reversed in like this timeline, not for like permanently, but like maybe like in that timeline. That'd be
So
kinda
I don't
cool.
think they're obviously gonna go that route, but like I'm thinking what Ricky was more talking about was like alter ego. So like we'll have like a villain Iron Man or things like a villain Thor or something along those lines is what I was
like the
guessing he was
dark
pushing
characters.
towards. Yeah. So
That'd be dope.
they'll have like different persona, but you know they just decided to go down the dark route. Or what I was also thinking is like they'll bring back like older characters from like different generations or like from the past. Let me think. 'Cause I do already know that for
Yeah. I'm just thinking like who in the past would they bring back? I think
Yeah.
that's just all up in the air right now.
because I don't think they'll like probably bring back like villains. Like they can bring back villains from you know the past like MC universe and everything, but they
Yeah.
could also bring back villains like you know that are from the future, and like that's where it opens up a lot more possibilities because since King of the Conqueror is able to be within vast timelines, and then he's able to like not alter it, but just bring out the altered timelines and enter
He's able
it.
to
is
take
just
people
what-
with them, kind of.
Yeah. And that's
Now,
what's
do you
just gonna
think this
bring
can open
so
up
many
a way
combinations.
for other universes to join, such as like the X-Men,
Wolverine
and
and-
Fantastic
or-
Four? Yeah.
That could be a
Um,
way for them to integrate the others
Yeah.
because I know they did buy Fantastic Four and like another bunch of franchises. So
Yeah.
that'll be interesting to see them do that.
Yeah, from that point of view, it's all contracts to see how well those go.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't really made a bad Marvel movie. Well, to my standards.
Well,
Well,
Fantastic
oh,
Four.
Well, they have.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Were they? Well, the
Silver
ones, that,
Surfer. Yeah.
the ones that Disney did, they haven't
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
really made
that's
any.
true.
The ones before Disney, yeah, they were pretty bad. Like Thor: The Dark World, I don't care for. Thor: the first one was alright.
But if you look back at it, Thor: The Dark World is actually really monumental to the timeline.
Yeah, they're
Because I mean,
Yeah,
it does introduce
but
the
it was,
ether. So like, at
No,
the time,
'cause
it sucked.
opinions
Just
Oh
like
my
I mean,
yeah.
the Incredible Hulk movies was pretty dope. I thought the
The
MCU
second
version.
one, yes. The second one, yes. That wasn't by the MCU, but the second Hulk was really good. The first one was just like terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Now,
Yeah.
if they did an individual one, like with Bruce Banner, with the actor that is now playing, him,
Mark Ruffalo.
yeah, that would be
Yeah.
tight. I would
That'd
want
be
him
really
to have his own
interesting.
Story.
I really would too. I would like Hawkeye to go.
Or like you know, they probably go back in time and they explain like when he was off planet for like all that time.
Oh
of, like,
yeah,
how- that'd be like a straight up.
maybe
whole
some She-Hulk
story.
action,
There is that too.
or like
Well,
Planet Hulk in general.
But
Because
the
there
thing
was
is, like,
rumors
they don't have an actor for She-Hulk yet, so that's another
Yeah,
thing
that's
about
true.
it.
Well, I know they
And-
did do.
Because then you can also go
cartoon
the
version.
Planet Hulk. Yeah,
Yeah,
go the
exactly.
Planet
I was
Hulk
gonna
route.
say
Yeah.
Planet
Yeah,
Hulk
but I
would
think
be
that might
good.
just be in like another miniseries that they might do like on Disney Plus.
Oh, that'd
For,
be
like,
really
a show-
interesting.
yeah,
If
yeah.
they did like a miniseries. Yeah. That'd
like
be really
how they
cool.
did with Winter Soldier and Falcon, and then like Loki. Like those, like
Yeah.
they probably do like off series like that. That's what I'm thinking that they'll probably do if they do decide to like incorporate more Hulks into the Marvel universe and everything. Like, just like how they also did with
Yeah.
like Agents of Shield, where they also had like the whole off brand with like Shield, like how they like rebuilt and everything after the whole Hydra, and then like explains like how certain characters are still alive and everything.
Yeah, and they also introduced new characters in that series too.
Yeah.
Like the new Ghost Rider, the what's his name? The Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. They introduced him. I'm trying to
I
think.
don't know. I don't watch
I can't-
Agents of Shield.
I watched
Okay,
a
I
couple
was gonna
seasons,
ask
but
that.
they introduced so Robbie Reyes is a different version, obviously.
Yeah.
He has a Charger. He has a '69 Charger. Call it the Hell Charger.
That's tight.
Yeah, his motive was like protecting his son, kind of a thing. But it was really interesting.
Was it like really a really good story, or was it like,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the reasoning behind it. It was somewhat not exactly word for word, but like it kind of gave me vibes from the original Ghost Rider. You know how the reason, or not the original Ghost Rider in general, like the original Ghost Rider movie with Nicolas Cage.
Right.
You know how like the
Yeah.
reasoning was like the whole his reasoning behind it. It was somewhat
No,
the
I
same,
okay?
wasn't it? Because like his dad or something, or he was gonna die or something.
And Nick,
I think
and
it was because
the,
his dad.
I don't know. I don't know. I never heard anything like that. I never really got into that Ghost Rider movie. I watched it, but I wasn't like thrilled by it. It was good though. It was
Yeah.
alright.
I thought it was pretty dope. I liked number 2 kind of sucked because they killed Idris Elba, but I mean,
You know what movie I really would love Marvel to do again is Blade with Wesley Snipes.
they are.
Yeah.
Are they?
They're not with Wesley Snipes, but they already confirmed that Blade's gonna be in the MCU. Then they
Yeah,
already have
so
the actor to do it.
They did
I
confirm
forgot
that.
the name of the actor.
I
Yeah,
wonder.
they confirmed it at the Thor when they announced Natalie Portman
Yeah.
as the next to have a hammer. They brought out the actor for Blade. I'll send you guys the link after this.
Because I know that I don't know how Disney's gonna do it with like gritty movies like that. You know, because I know
Yeah.
they bought Deadpool. We don't know what they're gonna do with that. Are they gonna keep Ryan Reynolds? Are they gonna have Ryan Reynolds have a huge part in like directing the movie, or like have a say so and how, you know,
Yeah.
gory? it
Well,
could
I
be,
don't see
or
how you
rated
do
R?
Deadpool without Ryan Reynolds nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be kind of hard
That
to
was
see
made
a
for him.
Deadpool that's not Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
So
yeah.
I'm wondering. My real question is like, do you guys think that Disney will actually put out an R-rated movie, especially with Blade and Deadpool, because those are not like kid-friendly characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like they
So
could.
I think they will,
Yeah.
because since obviously like they know that Marvel isn't just for a younger audience. They know that Marvel is for the general audience, where they'll have like younger viewers and then they'll also have the older viewers. And obviously,
Right.
you know, they'll market it like the same way they probably marketed Deadpool. You know, they made people interested. They captured people with like funny jokes. Then once they released the movie, they're like, hey, yeah, it's rated R, so like it's an adult film, and that was still like a high gross income movie. Why? Because it still
Yeah.
captivated the adult audience, which they were able to go watching them, you know, multiple times. Because it's like, as much as like Disney does things for kids, movie release date, who's gonna be buying the tickets? It's gonna be mostly adults buying tickets.
Yeah.
And when it goes out like on Disney Plus, or like when they rent movies, obviously, you know, that's getting more for like the kids, and the kids will probably like, you know, rent the movies that they want to see, like the other Marvel series movies, or like if they do want to see Deadpool, they'll have to rent it out. But the thing is, it's smart that they could also do like rated R movies, that way that people aren't just like, oh, this movie sucks because there's not as much blood or gore as I know that there could be in it. Like the whole series, like when with X-Men, the whole problem with X-Men was like, you know, Wolverine was like, you know, not necessarily a bad character, but you know, his character represented like gore and everything, but especially since his regeneration skill, they weren't able to show that in like the X-Men universe all that much compared to when they released Wolverine,
Yeah.
Logan.
Logan.
Logan
So-
was a good movie, man. I love that version.
Yeah, it was.
And see, I think that's the same route that Disney Plus, or not Disney Plus, that Disney will take with Blade, and I think like the turnout will be just as good, because people will be like, oh shoot, Like, remember how good Blade was back then? Dude, just imagine Blade now and everything.
Right.
Yeah, because Blade was. Well, I don't know who Blade. Who was Blade made by? In the first movies. Who was it made by? Do you guys know?
I don't know the director.
Was it Paramount? I think. No, I'm saying the studio. Was it Paramount? I think.
Oh, the
Right.
studio. I don't know. I don't know.
Because
if I really
it
want
was
that
pretty. I don't think it was kid friendly, right? It was like rated R,
No.
PG-13, huh?
Oh, no, it was rated R, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Did it,
rated
have the
R, huh?
Marvel, did it have the Marvel stamp on it? Right?
Yeah. They have Marvel
Okay.
stamps, but they're two different versions for MCU and non-MCU.
I know that is Blade within the universe of like Spider-Man, Morbius, like Venom.
I think he is.
A
'Cause
little bit.
I remember reading a Blade and Morbius thing, and like Spider-Man was involved and stuff.
Yeah, I read that. I saw that as the cartoon. I didn't read in the comics, but I saw it in the cartoon. Especially with the Morbius the new Morbius movie is coming out from Sony. What do you guys think about that one, especially with Jared Leto?
I think it looks really interesting. I feel like he can play Morbius a lot better than he did, because Morbius is a more
Joker?
sinister character than Joker. Yeah. Like especially, well, Joker is sinister, but like not the way he did it. I just don't like the way he did it personally. I know a lot of people did, but I didn't enjoy
Yeah.
it honestly the way he took it. But I feel like he can really take over Morbius and make it his own, and it'll
Yeah.
actually be really, really, really good.
When I saw the trailer, it didn't look that bad. I was kind of interested in it, honestly. So I don't know.
The question
maybe...
is, will they treat it like Venom and make it PG-13?
I hope
What?
not.
Was it PG-13
I
with Tom Hardy?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I never watched it.
Yeah, because
Really?
that's
It's
also one
really
of the
good. I
things that
recommend
Sony does, is Sony's not much of a risk taker, so they'll like to play it safe. That way everybody could go ahead and watch it. Like, that's the same thing with Venom. Because they know Venom was more of a Spider-Man character, but they made it sure they're like, yeah, Spider-Man's not going to be part of this film. This is just a Venom-based film. So we were thinking, oh yeah, you know, it's Venom, super violent character, super serious, like, backstory and everything. And
Yeah.
especially, like, since he's a symbiote, you know, parasite, they'll just go off, kill people. Like, sure, you
You
didn't
got
really
some
kill people.
kills.
But that was
But,
like, you know,
like,
they're off-screen
yeah.
kills, you know?
Yeah, and also it was a lot. There was a lot of comic relief in it, more than
Yeah.
I thought there would be.
Yeah, I see what
Like-
you're saying. Especially if you introduce Carnage, which was known to even
Oh,
be more
Carnage is
sinister.
super.
Oh, yeah, straight up.
The whole reason about him being red was like the whole blood thing.
Right.
So I mean,
And I
that's
remember him-
pretty damn sinister.
Spider-Man and Venom spawn.
Exactly. So, do you guys think that they're going to integrate Tom Hardy's Venom into the Spider-Man world, the one we know, with Tom Holland?
As far as I know, probably not anytime
Yeah.
soon.
And I feel like if they do it, probably won't be Tom Hardy, unfortunately.
If anything, they'll probably introduce the multiverse later on and everything, explaining that, oh, this is like the different universe than this one, and this is why like certain things can happen. Or
Right.
they might be able to introduce that back to when we're to the main topic of this thing with Kang the Conqueror, of him entering different timelines, and that's just a different timeline where Peter Parker isn't present there, and that's where Venom is like an anti-hero, because that's what Eddie Brock is presenting in that Venom movie, is that he's more of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Dude, it would be hilarious if he goes back in time and it's just Tobey Maguire, not Tom Holland. I'm back!
Oh my gosh.
Doing
I
that
don't
weird
care what
face that he
anybody
always
says.
does.
I don't care what anybody says. I like Tobey Maguire. He was a cool guy. I grew up on those Spider-Man movies in the beginning. Oh man! But do you think?
Did you
Morbius-
guys like Andrew Garfield?
He was alright.
He was alright.
I didn't
They
really care
couldn't
for him.
really, they couldn't really portray him as a high school kid because he just looked like he was already too old for it.
Yeah, he looked like he was already in college.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like,
Do you guys feel like Morbius will be integrated into the MCU world as well?
I feel like it depends how that movie does.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I feel like if it
Yeah.
does,
You're ruining my
Good,
layouts,
maybe
Arturo,
there's-
just to let you know.
I feel like if it does good, there's a chance. But I mean, if it's horrible, no, obviously. But
Because it is Sony, the one that is producing it, so it's not
yeah,
Disney.
Yeah, I know. Disney and Sony doesn't like to
I'm
play
just
nice to
I'm
people.
just gonna keep this up for the whole thing now. Just hope you know.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, now I gotta change
What
everything. Thanks.
But Ricky, we were discussing about the MCU universe a little bit more, and we were talking about how, what was his name? King Conqueror?
Kang the Conqueror.
Kang
Yeah.
could go into different universes and maybe bring out old characters, or or go into parallel universes. How do you
Introduce
feel
more
or
new
think?
characters.
Yeah, or introduce new characters. So how do you feel or think, Ricky, that they will implement him into the MCU?
I think doing the whole introducing everyone else, such as like Fantastic Four, bringing mutants in, and all that stuff.
Yes.
That does make sense in a way of getting that all together. But I feel like there's been stuff like that already. That's already kind of in a way that's already been set up for that in a way. Almost. I don't know for sure. I could be wrong. I just because I can't remember it right now at the moment. I do hear about like how it's a possible multiverse and all that stuff, and how they mentioned Venom in a different universe, though Morbius is probably within that same universe also with Venom and all that stuff, and they're also planning on doing, Sony themselves are planning on doing more characters within Spider-Man's universe in general, because those are the characters they have, and all that stuff. I can see if Sony and Disney play nice together and all that stuff and try to figure something out, and everything like that, and it does come to a point where they somehow do merge everything from Sony's side into the main thing, that will have to end up being like having an Avengers type in-game style movie for that to work and all that stuff, along with I don't think, and this is just me in general thinking, I don't think we're gonna see stuff such as stuff from Fantastic Four, X-Men, like those versions of characters somehow be in a time stream. They have their own separate time stream, and they're going to be brought in and all that stuff. I think they're going to be brand new like they're going to be brand new cast members and all that stuff that are going to be directly into the MCU. I was hearing stuff about how the movie after Black Widow, Eternals, might start the whole X-Men time frame.
Yeah.
The X-Men for that.
Nice.
And that'll be the way of introducing mutants bringing mutants into the MCU and everything. So that'll be interesting to see. I do see a way of bringing Fantastic Four into it also, because like Kang originally is actually a Fantastic Four villain. He became more of an Avengers villain later on and all that stuff because just of who he is and everything. So that right there already brings in some elements of probably bringing in the Fantastic Four, though there's already like kind of like somewhat seeds planted into the MCU already of the Fantastic Four coming in to the MCU already, though it's not like official planting seeds, but because we didn't know about the deal at the time.
And actually, now that I think about it, now that you mention Eternals, it actually does blend in more with King of the Conqueror, especially since the Eternals were there like at the dawn of time of like Earth, messing around with humans and experimenting on them.
Exactly.
So like I'm guessing in the MCU, I don't know if they might make King the Conqueror one of the end results quotes of one of the Eternals like messing around with stuff.
Based on the plot, from what the movie sounds like, it seems like it's set in current MCU time, but with story flashbacks, and all that stuff and everything. So that could be one thing and all that stuff. I just don't know and all that stuff, because here's the other thing about MCU right now in general, and just every single Marvel movie that's planning on coming out. We don't know when they're coming out, pretty much. More, if you don't, surprisingly, Venom and I think Morbius was supposed to come out next month. And all that stuff.
Venom already came out, right?
No, not the second Venom.
Wait, they're already making a second Venom?
There's already a sequel, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dang! I haven't watched the first one.
and all that stuff. And then
You really got.
I think I could be wrong on
Wow,
more. I
slow
could be wrong.
down.
I could be wrong on Morbius, but I think that was supposed to come out this year. But I could be
Yeah,
wrong
I don't know.
and all that stuff. But those got delayed in those got delayed.
Ricky, you muted yourself.
Those did get
There
delayed
you
Okay.
and all that stuff.
You know what didn't get delayed?
What?
New Mutants. I still haven't seen it.
They
I
let
heard it
that
was alright.
thing to die.
I really want to see
Not
it,
gonna
but like I really want to see it. Like I don't really care like that about the whole debacle thing about it. I just want to see it for myself. It
Right.
looked cool, but I
It
mean,
did.
it's kind of weird because they ended up releasing it in theaters. Like what, like 4 or 5 weeks ago? I think it
Yeah.
released to theaters. Like
I think
So-
Nobody could see.
I want to say it was,
yeah,
I want to say it was the week of, if not the week before Mulan came out.
yeah. So like we were already well into COVID when they decided to release this in theaters. So it's kind of crazy. Like I think the closest one to us is LA, right, Ricky?
That's
Huh.
open.
I think.
That's open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like somewhat like yeah, it's somewhere in Southern California.
Yeah.
Alright, then we gotta
so
hit
there's
the
there's
theaters this
literally
week,
no
boys.
possible way. There's literally no
Saturday,
possible way to see it.
The 19th of September. Let's go.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Oh wait, you're already there. Never mind. I messed that up so bad.
They're like, why'd you go down to LA? Oh,
Oh,
you
I see.
know, seeing New Mutants. Like that
Morbius,
movie looks like it
Morbius,
sucks.
Morbius.
Don't worry about it.
They're like, wasn't that movie like filmed in 2017? You're like, maybe.
Yeah.
Did I get got? Don't worry about it. Not sure.
Yeah, it's like, was it a waste of time? Maybe, but we saw it. That's all that we. That's all that matters. No, no, it looked pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
It was dope how Maisie Williams was in it.
Yeah. So Morbius had a July 10th, 2020 release date, and then
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
But then when COVID hit, they were doing reshoots and they had to halt production, and then they delayed it to March of next year. So
Do you know the reason for reshoots or?
they always do reshoots no matter what, even if they're
Oh, okay.
reshoots always happens no matter what. It's not a because of this happened and everything like that, like some and all that stuff. But it's mostly
Oh, I thought it was just because they were like they got a new idea and they were like,
You
know what,
muted
let's do
yourself.
this
There you go.
yeah, Venom. Ah, damn it. I hate
You're
when-
good, you're good.
My M on my keyboard mutes it. I forgot to turn that off.
I was about to say, my M doesn't do that.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah, and then Venom was supposed to come out next month, but due to COVID, it got delayed to June of next year.
Makes sense, yeah. Because Morbius was pushed to March, right? Of next year?
Yeah. Yeah, because like I said, it was Morbius originally July, and then Venom originally next month, and then now it's been switched to they got moved to next year for those.
Do you know if Morbius already had a rating for it, or do you think it's gonna be like the same thing as Venom, where we'll have it like as PG-13?
I think it was PG-13, if I'm correct.
All day.
There is a trailer. There's a
You're
trailer.
muted.
For it.
You're muted.
There's a trailer for it. Who? I'm not muted.
Isaac.
I'm not down for the PG-13 movies.
You.
Too scary.
The whole MCU was PG-13.
Right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the gritty
Deadpool
characters.
and-
Blade, Morbius, Deadpool, Carnage, Venom. Like
Y'all
they
doing too-
barely made a rated R Logan film, and that one was the best one.
Y'all doing too much.
Hey, whatever happened to Gambit with Channing Tatum? Is that ever gonna happen?
No,
Oh,
it got,
like, I heard-
that got
Like
canceled.
there was like a lot of rumors, and then they were like, no, it's not gonna happen. And then like the next week they were like, it's gonna happen. And then
That's
the next
not
month
gonna
they were
happen.
like, it's not gonna happen. I was like, what?
It's not gonna
Channing
happen.
Tatum is an okay actor. I don't know. I would.
Wasn't he personally pushing for that? Right? It was
Something like
Channing Tatum
that.
himself pushing for it, huh? Something. Like he really wanted to play Gambit for some reason. I mean, he's a cool
Maybe he thought he
character,
could do
but I
it.
can't see Channing Tatum doing it. You know what I mean?
All I gotta say
Like-
is y'all doing too much with this whole rated R PG-13 debacle with these Marvel movies. Just like if it's PG-13, just PG-13. Just let it be.
I don't want to let it be, Ricky.
And all that stuff and everything.
Yeah, we want to see Morbius sucking on someone's neck. That
That's-
sounds weird, but you know.
That
what I
can
mean.
happen in PG-13.
Not the way
Can
Manny
they
wants
show
it.
all the blood? Yeah, I want like blood squirting everywhere, arms getting ripped off people's bodies, him eating legs.
We want to see some CGI it
Legs.
stuff.
I have no other words. I was like legs.
I'm gonna be honest, Manny, because you made that sound weird, okay? Because you said, "Oh, that sounds weird."
I want him.
Cause I was like, I want to suck on
We're
someone's
just
neck.
gonna,
I was like,
we're
oh,
just gonna mute Manny.
So okay, so as far
Oh
as
my God.
as far as I know,
Let's-
both Venom and Morbius are unrated. There's no rating for them yet.
Yeah, they'd most likely be PG-13.
And also, wasn't Venom PG-13?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then yeah, Venom 2 is gonna be PG-13. And all that stuff. Y'all are doing too much with this whole. Gritty
Are you sure about that?
We're not
That-
doing too much. What if they made Deadpool PG-13? Would you
I'm-
like it?
I'm fine with
They
that.
did. The Christmas
Oh my
Deadpool.
God.
Okay, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
That doesn't
What
count.
if that was?
That doesn't count. That literally doesn't count. All it is freaking Ryan
A
Reynolds
censored Deadpool.
retelling the first movie to an adult and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Cleaner and all that stuff. That's all it is. That's all
It
it
was
is.
funny though. It was-
Like that doesn't count whatsoever. Like honestly, like here's the thing. I don't care. Like here's the thing. I've experienced Deadpool and its rated R-ness and everything like that twice and all that stuff because there's 2 movies on them and all that stuff and everything. I will not be surprised if they made an MCU version of Deadpool and it's PG-13 because you can push PG-13 in all honesty. You can push it.
Oh yeah, it has its limits,
You
and
can push
those
it.
limits go far.
And they can
I learned that watching Arrow.
exactly. And all that
Oh
stuff.
lord.
Okay.
You can push and because like here's the other thing, Blade is coming to the MCU, and also as
That's
a
what
feature,
I'm saying.
as a feature film, and if I said this when that first got announced, if that becomes PG-13, totally fine, because I have experienced my rated R Blade with Wesley Snipes and everything like that, and I'm totally fine with that.
you didn't like it? I don't know.
No, I'm saying no. I
You just
liked
liked it?
I liked Blade Wesley
Oh, okay.
Snipes when he was Blade. I'm just saying those movies were rated R and all that stuff
Oh, okay.
and all stuff. But I'm saying if with the new one, the MCU one, if that ends up being PG-13, I'll be fine with it.
But it's not bad if it was rated R.
I guess.
Right, but you're making it sound like if it's rated R, it'll be terrible.
No, I'm not. No. I'm
But
not
it's
saying
bad.
no. I'm not saying if it's rated R, it's gonna be terrible. I'm just saying if they have because like I said, every single MCU movie is PG-13 and all that stuff because they are trying to make this because this is all not just this is to a general audience and everything like that. Like I said, I will not be surprised because I will be fine with that and all that stuff. Will they make it if they somehow announce like, oh, the next Deadpool Blade will be rated R and all that stuff, I will be happy and all that stuff, of course, because as long as it sticks to the thing. But if it's PG-13 but it still sticks to the trueness of those characters and everything like that, then I'm fine with it and all that stuff. I'm not gonna.
You know what part was dope? Remember in Blade when they were like having the rave and then the sprinklers turned on, it was like all blood and they were like all going crazy. That
You
part
are-
was dope, bro.
You're a weird person. You know that?
No,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
couldn't
Why we
see.
need rated R
It was a
movies?
nice concept.
Yeah, I couldn't see that in like a Marvel movie. Like I couldn't see like in a new Blade like they're having a rave and like
It'll
blood
be
spraying
raining
from the sprinklers.
Skittles.
My point
You
is,
know?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know
Yeah.
about the rain and blood, but there's a sort of like satisfaction when there's a satisfaction in rated R movies when you just see Logan rip people apart, where you're just like, yes, that's what I always wanted to see.
there was a satisfaction when he does that just in regular X-Men movies.
No, go back and watch those movies, Ricky. You'll be like, I guess.
Thank God
I
they're
guess
on
that
screen.
was a kill.
Thank God they're on
I
Disney
guess
Plus.
that was a kill.
You're like, that was a tree man. It doesn't count. He grows back his limbs.
All I'm saying, like I said, I'm just saying I'm totally fine if they're PG-13. I'm not saying it's gonna be worse if they're rated R and all that stuff. I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying, but I'm just giving the side of the satisfaction of a rated R movie. That's what I'm saying.
See, satisfaction. There's a lot of rated R movies out
Satisfaction.
there. There we go. That too. I don't know. Like I said, we'll see. Like I said, Blade's not in Phase 4. That's more Phase 5, 6 maybe. That's in the future and all that stuff. We don't know anything about if Deadpool's officially gonna come to the MCU and all that stuff. So who knows? And all that stuff. We got what we have so far. What's coming out? We have the future to look forward to and all that stuff. And I'm just excited. In all honesty, I'm excited. And all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So this is a big. This is a very long topic because especially me being gone and all that stuff. But it's on to the big, very big topic, which is why we push.
Why do all the big game characters of 2020 look like pill bugs? That is our topic. We got the characters from Among Us, and then we got the pill-licking dudes from Fall Guys.
Oh, I was like, what?
You lost me.
For those who don't know, because
It's all a conspiracy, man.
For those who don't know, because I'm still using Manny's photo for the recording of the podcast. His Discord icon is a Fall Guys.
Yeah, bro.
Just to show anybody on the video version, though you probably.
No, I'll just share my screen. That way.
No, don't, because I have to. That changes everything on this thing, and I had to do that twice.
Are you sure about that?
I'm
Yes.
not the imposter. The green one's the imposter. I swear, it's not me.
Okay, but anyways, we can talk about those.
Anyways, yeah.
We can talk about those, but we are talking about the next generation. It finally has a price. It finally has a date, and all that stuff.
Yep.
And
Which generation are we talking about, though?
people are going
The
crazy.
date
The
that.
Jordan generation.
People are having issues buying one of them, and all that stuff. So
Yeah. The
The
whole.
Nintendo
We
Switch.
won't let you guys know last minute.
That's a totally different thing. This episode's going up on a Friday. They're mostly already going to know what I'm talking about already. But then at the same time, it's like, hope you guys listen, and everything like that. So where should we start with first?
Check out Sony's Twitter.
Okay, we'll start off with the more recent one then. The PS5, PlayStation 5 finally has a price, finally has a date. That one took the longest, and everything like that to get that all set up. So we have $499 for the one with the disc drive, $399 without the disc drive, or as they call it, digital edition, and everything. It comes out November 12th in the U.S., Japan, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, and South Korea, and then the rest of the world on November 19th, and all that stuff. The controller is $70.
Oh my god.
The wireless headset is $100. The HD camera is $60. The media remote is $30, and a DualSense charging station, which charges 2 controllers, is $30. That's US dollars. Just as
Wow, that's funny. That the last one is the cheapest.
that in the remote, the media
Yeah.
remote. Launch titles that we know of that are and all that stuff are Astro's Playroom, which will be pre-installed on the PS5. The remake of Demon Souls, Destruction All Stars, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and everything. That is a Little Big Planet reference for those who don't know, and all that stuff. I am gonna say this right now. I'm gonna have my Steam panel guess on this. For Demon Souls in particularly, how much is that game?
70.
$60.
Arturo,
What? Oh,
what's the
let's
price
see.
for Demon Souls?
70.
Isaac and Arturo are correct. Now, next one. Next one. This is kind of a tricky one. You know what? Almost.
Okay.
What is Spider-Man Miles Morales price?
Is there like a limited edition? Is it like?
That's
a
why I said it's
special
tricky. So
edition?
you have to think. There's what is called
man.
an Ultimate Edition
Oh,
and all that stuff. So if you can
$80.
for the Ultimate,
Miles Morales. Oh well, for the regular
So,
edition.
There's a standard,
70?
there's a standard, and then the ultimate.
Okay, standard I would say is 70, and then ultimate maybe reaching here might be 100.
Okay, Manny.
Alright, standards 80, and the ultimate.
Ultimate 200.
Ultimate your left arm. No, I'm just kidding. Ultimate. Yeah, I agree with Isaac on that one. I'll go 100. I'll go 98 cents on the side, but 100.
Arturo.
It's a port, right? Yeah, so it's just a port with like extra things. So I don't think they're gonna go all too crazy on the price. So like for the standard edition, because it's also available on PS4, I say it's gonna be like around 55.
I was hoping you were gonna
With the
bring
standard?
that one part up. I was gonna bring that up later.
And then like what's it called? And then it is 70. I say it's 70 for the ultimate. That way it's up to PS5 standards.
Okay. Now, these are PS5 prices. Just to let everyone know.
Yeah.
Oh, standard, $50. Ultimate edition,
new.
$70.
Wow.
Got that one right.
So with Spider-Man in particular, this is a brand new entire game built from the ground up. This isn't but this ain't the same experience from Spider-Man from the PS4 and all that stuff. This is more of like a small contained kind of story, but it's still within the time. It's still within the soul, that whole universe in general and all that stuff. It's set a year after Spider-Man PS4 and all that stuff, and
So they're like Spider-Man, Peter Parker decides like take a break or
it's something like that. I don't know the whole story of it, but like Peter's doing something out, not in New York City and all that stuff, and then Miles takes up the mantle and all that stuff. I do highly recommend watching the gameplay trailer that came out at the showcase and all that stuff.
I did see a little bit of it, and I gotta say like Miles Morales' like attacks and everything, that least like including like the Venom shocks and everything, those look pretty clean, and then including a new ability of the invisibility is just nice mechanics.
Yeah. So and then the Ultimate Edition, which is $70, that is the game, the Miles Morales. Also, you get a remastered version of the Spider-Man game, the original one that came out on PS4, updated with all the enhancements that's able for the PS5 and all that stuff, which concerns me a bit on one thing, because I have Spider-Man PS4 digitally, and it's what it looks like to be. There's no upgrade process for it. Like if I wanted to play this and get it all, because it's supposed to have all the enhancements for the PS5 and updates and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like that's gonna happen for me.
And do you have the digital or the hard copy?
For Spider-Man,
Yeah.
it's a digital copy. And also, that's why it's like I'm kind of like it's like am I thinking to myself, am I have to pay an additional $20 just for the upgraded version?
Yeah.
Think about it, Ricky. Think about how good the pigeons are gonna look.
Stop. I hate you. That is
my God.
That is an inside. For those who don't know, that is a little inside joke from me and Manny's older podcast that we did back in the day. And Manny had a good story about pigeons. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
interested to hear what it is, but we'll talk about that later.
That's later. and
Well,
all
if
that
you
stuff.
want to know what it is, you can go on Spotify.
It's no longer
Scroll
there.
all the way down on these
It's no
videos. Never
longer.
mind. You can go on our Patreon. Just kidding.
I don't even know if I still have the originals. So
Find us at OnlyFans now.
Yeah.
Along with that, also there are a couple of games that have been announced that are coming to the PS5. In particularly, Final Fantasy 16, which is actually a console exclusive to the PS5. It's not coming to Xbox. Though there's
Wow.
chats and rumors of stuff that might come to Xbox. Don't know, but people are not talking about it. But still, there will be a new God of War.
Makes sense.
Yep. What's it called?
It said from all we know, it's just God of War, and it's coming out next year. It's a new God of War. It's coming out next year. I saw
That's
a tweet.
awesome.
I saw a tweet. I don't know if it was real or not. It said it was called God of War Ragnarok, coming out next year.
Because I saw on IGN there's a teaser trailer that says God of War Ragnarok. That's what I'm saying.
That's probably what they're calling it. Like I'm saying, because like I said, because like if you see the teaser trailer, it just says God of War, but there's no full God of War Ragnarok title like and all that stuff.
No, teaser trailer doesn't say God of War. Teaser trailer just has the circle thing, the zero thing.
But the title of the title of the video though.
The title of the video is Thor Ragnarok. I mean, not Thor Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok.
Oh my god.
And the actual video is just like that blue circle thing that they show. Like it's usually red in the logo.
Yeah, that's the teaser.
Yeah, but the actual title is just.
That's the whole teaser.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. Let me see y'all. I'm going on PlayStation's official thing, and I don't even think it's on here.
I don't think it's on there either.
Oh wow, it's not. Interesting.
Yeah, it just says a new God of War title. That's all it says.
Oh, stuff. Yeah, so it's like there's no official name for it. And all that stuff. All we know, you can call because like in the trailer it does say Ragnarok is coming, and all that stuff in the teaser, and it's coming out next year. Like I mentioned, the tweet I saw this morning, it did say God of War Thor Ragnarok coming 2021, and we'll bring you more issues, but it also said it's coming to PS5, PS4, and PC and all that stuff. Now,
damn.
The tweet could be fake. I don't know because I tried to look it up. Stop, Manny.
I didn't think you heard that.
I did, and everything, and it's like I don't know if it's fake because I couldn't find the tweet anymore and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And everything. So it could have been a fake. I don't know. We don't know for sure if it is coming to PS4 because here's also the thing also about it. Spider-Man Miles Morales, the next Horizon game, Horizon Forbidden West, and Sackboy I think also. That's also coming to PS4 when they launch.
But you're also forgetting Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Security Breach. That looks dope.
Yeah.
That is coming out.
Dude, I forgot about that franchise for like the longest time for a second, and then like PS5 showed it. I was like, oh shoot, that's a franchise still.
Dude, the only reason I know it's an actual franchise is because of Matt Pat.
It's not gonna be exclusive, so it's most
No.
But the thing is, though, it's like this. What I'm saying, like those three games are also coming out on PS4. The thing about it when the very first showcase for PS5 was announced, they made it sound like all the games that they were showing it was for PS5 only, and all that stuff. They weren't coming to PS4 and all that stuff. Now it seems like they're kind of backtracking on that, in a way, because in the blog post for this, they were mentioning like how they want to. Oh, additionally, we know that the PS4 community will transition to the PS5 at different times. We are happy to announce PS4 versions for some of our exclusives that are coming to PS4. So it's like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and it's like I hate. It's kind of stupid that they like kind of backtracked it, but it's more the fact of like you made it sound like if you're making because you're trying to sell this console too at the same time. It's like literally you had two big hitters that are coming to exclusively to PS5. I don't know for sure if God of War is also coming to PS4 because that's coming out next year and all that stuff. But it's just interesting for the fact of like you don't like it's just making track of like are you so it's like you're still trying to cater to that stuff and everything like that. You're still trying to make sure you have your PS4 people community have something to play with at least, which is nice. But at the same time, like I said, don't like. If you're try to it seems like you're backtracking a bit on your stance and stuff like this. But other than that, there's like other stuff coming out. There's a new Harry Potter game coming out. Stuff.
Yes, I'm excited for that one.
Hogwarts Legacy. It's like an RPG style open world, kind of maybe open world. Don't know for sure. From what it looks like and everything like that. That's not a PS5 exclusive for those who understand. That is also coming out to Xbox, PC. And all that stuff, so you don't have to worry about that. I've never been a fan of Demon Souls. Like, I'm not that I'm saying it's a bad game, but it's just like I don't see this as much as a console seller,
right?
In a way, because like I remember when Demon Souls came out on PS3 and all that stuff, because this is when I used to work at GameStop, and I kid you not, because like we barely had any copies when that game came out, and every single customer I had, do you have Demon Souls? I'm like, no.
You're like, you like that game?
I know, no, it was not even that. The day it came out was the first time I ever heard of it and all that stuff. My first time hearing about it and all that stuff. And we had few copies, mostly pre-orders, maybe 1 or 2 extras and all that stuff and everything like that. And we sold our the copies we were able to sell. We only had our pre-orders and all that stuff. And then everyone, I kid you not, almost every person on that shift I work, like, you have Demon Souls? It was like, no, we don't, and all that stuff. I'm like, I was like, what's so big about, what's crazy about this game and all that stuff and everything. Like, I learned more about it and all that stuff. I'm like, I see. I won't play this, but I mean, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I see. Nerd
You
game.
play Dark Souls?
Huh?
Did you play Dark Souls, I should say?
Oh, Dark Souls? I played it for a bit.
Is it kind of the same as Demon Souls?
No, Dark Souls is like pretty much the same thing as Demon Souls. It's more, but it's in that same. It's because it's from the same people that make it. I guess there was like an exclusive. I think it was only made for a Sony exclusive, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
All Dark Souls fans in the comments go crazy on Ricky now.
They're like, how dare you? Demon Souls is better.
You're gonna write us angry emails.
And they made that, but they made Dark Souls multi-platform and all that stuff. So
yeah.
Respond to us on our OnlyFans
And then but the thing is though, like the fact that Demon Souls is getting is coming to PS5 remastered and all that stuff and everything. I'm not saying like, this is dumb and everything like that. I'm just saying like it's gonna have its fan base and people are gonna are gonna like it and everything like that. People are gonna enjoy it. People who enjoyed it on PS3 are gonna like it for the fact because like it's gonna have its fast loading times and all that stuff. Because when I saw the gameplay trailer for this, apparently like there's like a way you go into like this cloud and it takes you to a new area. On the PS3 version, it goes into a loading screen and it takes really long and all that stuff. So it's like instantaneous when it happens on the PS5 version. So it's like, so they'll have that and they'll be happy. People who love that game will love it. And if it does bring in new fans and all that stuff to it, that's cool also and all that stuff. Well, is it a game that I'm looking forward to and wanting to grab? No. In all honesty, it's like those kind of games never gravitate toward me. Wanting to play it and all that stuff and everything like that. So, but whoever gets it, more power to you and all that stuff. I want to get in that game. Of course, the only game I'm wanting to get on launch is Spider-Man, and of course, it looks like we're getting Horizon and God of War in the same year, so it's worth getting launched. It's worth getting it at launch now because it's like not only do you have Spider-Man, you have two exclusives that are coming out, big exclusives that are coming out in 1 year, so it's going to be interesting to see. But there's been a little issue with pre-orders for this console.
Oh yeah.
Arturo, and Manny should know and all that stuff because we've been trying to do this. Oh,
I mean, I've been trying, but I've been looking.
Arturo's has experienced it through me and Manny, pretty much. And all and all that stuff and everything in our group chat and all that stuff. So the original thing was for the fact that these pre-orders were supposed to start the day of this recording, which is on Thursday, but there was no time. Nobody knew what retailers were come out and all that stuff and everything like that. And then I started witnessing on Twitter that like I was hearing stuff like it looks like pre-orders might start today, later tonight, and all that stuff. We just don't know what stores yet. Then like more going into it, I started seeing like people from international areas being able to pre-order it and everything like that. And then next thing we know, it was a tweet from Walmart of all things too. They're like, "We got you covered. Pre-order start now." I'm like, oh snap! So I'm literally texting in the group chat because I knew Manny's planning on getting one and all that stuff. I try to attempt it and all that stuff to see if I can myself.
You're like, I was literally in cart.
I would no. So
he was worse than me.
So, pretty much, and
Yeah.
how it went. So we lived.
Call him out.
So Walmart. So I didn't do Walmart. Manny did. That didn't work.
No, I did Best Buy.
Oh, you didn't do Walmart?
I did Best Buy. I almost got
Okay.
it from Best Buy.
So Walmart was a no go. Target. I tried Target. As soon as I clicked the pre-order button, it reloaded the page and said out of stock. I was like, oh, okay.
Dang.
Then we did Best Buy. Okay, and now I remember we did Best Buy. I was able to add it to my cart. I was clicking on the checkout button, but it kept reloading to the cart and all that stuff, never to the next step. And I'm like, what the heck is happening? And I'm clicking it, and it's still doing it. And then I noticed where, like, if you're on the website on the computer, where it shows you like how you want to do shipping. If you do like actual shipping, like ship it to your place, there was like a little message, and it said, the current item here is out of stock. Pre-order item is out of stock. I'm like,
Dang.
why don't you just put a pop-up and make that easier for me instead of telling me having to look for
Right?
this?
You're just like
And all that
reloading.
I'm like reloading like 15
He's
million
like,
times.
I
and
will
it's-
get this.
and all that stuff. And then Manny did the same thing. That didn't happen, and he didn't get it and all that stuff.
But the weird part was I didn't get the pop up that you were getting. Not the pop up, the out of stock thing until like an hour after. Because
And then,
like you kept telling me that, and you were like, "Nah, they're out of stock," and you sent me the picture.
yeah.
And like I tried like 2 more times, and I was like, "Alright, out of stock." But it
That
never
makes me
told me.
think.
Keep
And
in
then
mind-
like an hour later, I retried, and then I got the out of stock, but like the out of stock thing.
and then keep in
But
mind,
it was still in my cart.
keep in mind, Manny's doing it on his phone. I was doing it on a computer.
Yeah.
And all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Makes you think. I'm like, what if I use a VPN and like try to order from out of country?
Oh, the shipping rates.
Yeah.
Hey.
Arturo, how much you pay?
And
then-
for PS5?
But then
Oh,
again,
$700.
like, say if you did that, you wouldn't be if you bought the games from here in the States, you wouldn't be able to play them. Probably.
Unless he gets a mod.
I mean, like, if I get it from Canada,
No, I think
True.
I think it's different there.
really?
Just get
Yeah.
Canadian games.
I think it's different. Yeah, you would have to buy the games from Canada.
I'll get the Canadian games.
You'd have to buy the games from Canada.
Well, if he gets the digital edition, doesn't matter.
No, but that's the thing. Also, I don't know of since he is buying it from Canada. Like, say if he did buy it from Canada or like say like Europe or something. When he signs in, does that mean his account is under Europe stuff or America stuff? That's the other thing. Like, is
True.
that
Not
is that
sponsored by
region?
Norton. Yeah,
how's
it
the-
should be.
Is it
This
region
is where
locked?
it's
That's the word I was looking for. Is it region locked? There we go. That's an actual term. All that stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, then I tried GameStop while Manny was still on Best Buy.
Yeah.
It literally takes me to a screen where it's like, we are not able to take you to this link and all that stuff. I'm like, what? Even if you go to GameStop.com during that time, you couldn't even access the actual site itself. And all that
Should have been there in person.
and all that stuff. Well, I didn't want to pay the $50.
Probably should have, huh?
No,
I
it wouldn't
called
have
them.
helped. You.
No.
Oh, what did they say?
Just for fun, I was like, I called him. He's like, I gotta put you on call, dude. And on not call on
Hold.
on hold, yeah. And I was like, all right. And he put me on, and then he got back on home. He's like, do you want a PS5? And I was like, yeah. He's like, we don't got any. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, can I
Why
just
you
do
put me on hold
anything
then?
Well, no, 'cause
else? Yeah.
I'll get.
And,
I'll get more on. I'll get more into that later after we finish the story. So,
yeah. And then he's like, do you want anything else? I was like, no.
so,
I was
so
like,
okay. So then it finally seems the link seems to be actually working. So I texted him. I think I texted him in the group chat. I get in. So I was able to add to the cart. I got to the next step where I have to enter like shipping information and card stuff and everything like that. And then all I had to do was click it to confirm everything and all that stuff. So I click it. It's taking a sweet precious time and everything to load. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be pissed. And then the next thing I know, it takes me to that same screen, and it says at the top, the item that you are trying to buy is no longer in stock for pre-order. I'm like,
Dang.
are you kidding me? I was this close. And then Manny tried to text in the group chat saying he felt like he did this. He was like his was worse. I'm like, no, Manny, yours is not worse.
yeah. Well, all I heard that you said was that you had it in the cart, and I was like, oh yeah.
No,
that's
I
the
didn't
thing.
say I had it in
And
the
then
cart.
when
I
you
was like-
explained it, I was like, oh, yours is worse.
I don't know. I was like, no. No,
I was like, damn, you failed harder than me.
And all that stuff. But like, here's the thing about this stuff. Like, here's what's
You know what? You didn't try Ricky. You didn't try Costco.
Yeah,
Oh, you know
gotta
what?
try
Why not?
Costco.
You didn't try Costco.
I don't have a membership. So what's the
I
point?
have a worker's number. I have a membership.
Oh,
I got a membership.
Manny has one.
Yeah.
Manny, you didn't
And
try Costco.
I know. And hold on. That's not even the best part. I know a person and have their number that is the main general manager of the tech section, electronic section.
Well, I know someone that works at the Costco too. So
Watch you ask them like, do you have PS5s? Like, yeah, we haven't gone out of stock. People don't know that we carry electronics too.
well, because if you ever go to a Costco, besides like TVs and everything else, their video game section is like
Super small. Yeah.
That's true.
and all that stuff. Like literally, it's like I remember when during like the 360 PS3 era, like there was games and that was it. But it was not like a full selection. Like, it was literally like one of those like one small thing, like you know in those rows where it's like.
And it was only like the top games that there just came out.
Exactly.
It was like only like the new games.
Yeah, and all that stuff. So like, there's that and all that stuff. So, but anyways, but the thing is though,
We gotta go.
I can. Everyone else has been talking about it. Everyone else has been saying it, and I'm gonna say it too. Sony fucked this up. I don't know how though.
Yep.
That's the crazy
Yeah.
part. And all that
See,
stuff.
no, this is where they messed up so hard. Is when they were just like, yeah, you know, this won't be a last minute thing. We won't dawn it on you guys. You guys will have plenty of time for us to let you know before the pre-order.
Mhm.
Literally a minute after the showcase, PS5s are available for pre-order now. Not only that, but they only did it on Twitter, and that was like their big announcement. So like, if you weren't there, if you were working and you weren't paying attention, it was out of stock and it was
But the
gone.
thing is also on PlayStation official Twitter account, they said pre-orders will begin tomorrow, meaning Thursday, today of this recording, and all that stuff. That will start Thursday and all that stuff. But then all of a sudden, I'm seeing things on Twitter. Oh, we're hearing that some of the stores might start later tonight, and all that stuff. I'm like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, it's like these links I'm seeing these links pop up to pre-order it and everything like that. And then it's like next thing I know, they're gone and within 5 seconds and everything like that. It's just like, what the hell? And you know what's even more crazy?
Just imagine like being like a random person just patrolling like Walmart.com. You're like PS5 and like you pre-order like without knowing. Like,
And what's even I'll probably get to this more. I think after we get to the other console, and all that stuff. Like it's just mind baffling of like how this all went wrong, and all that stuff. Where you could have just announced during your whole showcase too, because there was a lot of besides the fact that each game was cool. There was a lot of issues with. There was a lot of issues with that. There was still issues with that. Like when they did Miles Morales, their release date just said holiday 2020. Didn't say like, oh, arriving on launch day and all that stuff instead of and everything like that.
Yeah.
Since they didn't have the date, they announced the date till the end and all that stuff. It was the same thing with what was the other thing? Well, it was one of the other games. I forget what it was. Anyways, right after they announced the console itself, they could have just said when they said price, launch date. Right after that, they could have said pre-order start at this day at this time. And all that stuff, and then go to our blog to know more of what retailers and all that stuff, and everything like that. But that didn't happen, and all that stuff. It was a tweet, and that didn't work out as planned, and all that stuff. And
it's
then,
the Wii all over again.
No, it's not the Wii. The Wii. This is all that stuff. This is worse. Honestly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then
It was
what's
kind of bad.
what's even more crazy? Like today, apparently more started coming into stock. And all that stuff, like Target popped up again, Best Buy popped up again, Amazon popped up later that night, and all that stuff. And then I kid you not, I click on the link for the digital, and it tells me, are you for this order? Do you want to add this to your order to your cart? PS5 digital edition, add to cart. It doesn't, for some weird reason, when it goes to my cart, it doesn't even it's not even in my cart. It's in my save for later list. And all that stuff. And I'm like,
Someone's been stealing it from you.
I'm like, what? And then like, I click it, move to cart. It goes to cart. I click to the next thing, goes resets it back to the cart page and puts it back in my save for later list. I'm like, what the? And then I try it again from the link on Twitter, and then it tells me, do you want to add this cart item to your cart? And then it says this right below the PlayStation 5. This item is unavailable. Why are you telling me this when it asks me to add this to the cart? Like, why? And all that stuff. But when you do the disc, when I did the disc, I did it for the disc, the one with the disc drive. It was available, and all that stuff. I'm like, what the fuck?
Nobody wants that one.
Apparently
No,
so.
nobody wants the disc.
Apparently so. And then but then today, as we're like Thursday, as we're recording this and all that stuff, random storage we're bringing it back up. Like I said, Target, Best Buy, Amazon, and all that stuff. And then right before we all met up and everything like that, there was a tweet saying Walmart is gonna start pre-orders at 6:00 and all that stuff. So they had a set time. There was a Pacific's place. There was a set time and everything like that.
Oh
so
my God.
I had found this out. This was literally 5 minutes before it happened. I texted in the group chat to Manny to let him know and everything like that. I kid you not. I was on that page, refreshing it almost every minute. As soon as it hit 6:00, I refreshed it again. So when you refresh it, it instantly loads up. It instantly loaded up before that. As soon as it hit 6:00, reload. It was taking its sweet precious time. I'm like, really?
You're like,
Like, really? At 6:00, you would do this now. And then took 2 minutes after refreshing it and all that stuff. It tells me this. Do I still have it? Yes, I do. It says this. We are restocking inventory. Check back later. Within 2 minutes. 2 minutes after it hit the pre-order store.
First of all, who types that fast?
And all that stuff.
me?
It's like
I
2
have a
minutes.
noodle order for you.
It's like 2 minutes. And then, like, here's the other thing also. I'm seeing tweets also and retweets of people was like, oh, I got mines. And then there's this one, and then Manny can attest to this because he sent a screenshot of this. He's like,
Dude, I was so pissed.
I got mines from this store, and this store, and this store, all digital. I'm like, the fuck?
So people
He
are buying
got,
them more than one?
He got Walmart and Amazon. Yeah.
So no,
He got one from each.
It's the fact that they got one from one store and another from another store, and all that stuff.
And I was like, how did you... What?
And all that stuff. But here's the thing, and this will get talked about more like after we talk about the Xbox and stuff like that. Like, there are literal people that will do this just to resell it for higher and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's one
And,
already
like,
on eBay.
One more things, like if you go on eBay,
and all that stuff.
let's see on eBay right now.
And then
There's
there's
one on
also,
eBay for 25,000.
Yes,
there's also like
five.
bots.
25,000?
There's also like bots that do this stuff too. It's just like, what? Like, how people are not clarifying this stuff and all that stuff. But the thing is, like, for me, like, how I had this all set up, because like I had everything good to go, like, because I have an account to every single store. I logged in with my account and all that stuff, so that way it has most of my information already and all that stuff, and then that way I'm good to go and all that stuff. I got close with the closest one I got was GameStop and all that stuff, and then everything else is like gone. And then it's like, what the hell? And then it's like, honestly to God, I don't know how this is going to keep going throughout the weekend. Like, if there's going to be enough. Because, like, here's the thing. We're still in a pandemic. Shipping is going to be a bitch. And all that stuff. To get these into the country. To each country and all that stuff. And all that stuff. So it's like, there's going to be a limited supply of these things. And all that stuff. But I digress. But let's get on to the other console. And how they have been doing each step correctly with this, in all honesty. So, we have...
I'm gonna have to go to work early and be like, the first 2 minutes of work, nobody bothered me.
So, the Xbox...
Right.
the Xbox Series S, which was announced last week, and the Xbox Series X, which we all knew about, and all that stuff, have official dates. Not only have official dates, prices, but a date of when to pre-order it. To start off, the Xbox Series S, which will start at $299, and the Xbox Series S X, that's gonna be hard to say, will be at $499. and all that stuff. They both will launch on November 10th, and pre-orders will begin on the 22nd of September, which will be this following Tuesday.
Next week, yeah.
And all that stuff. So this was announced last week. So the pre-order date was already announced. That was happening on the 22nd on when the S was announced. So that's come Tuesday. That's 2 weeks in advance of 2 weeks notice of when to pre-order this thing. They have as of today, they officially said here in the United States, pre-orders will begin at 8 in the morning Pacific Standard Time, and the following stores will be the Microsoft Store, Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, Target, Sam's Club, Newegg, and other participating realtors, and everything. So that stuff. So, and it's like that with every other country and all that stuff. Granted, this is launching globally on the 10th. It's not going to be how like PS5 is, where the 12th is on certain countries and then the rest of the world on the 19th. This is launching globally on the 10th too, for that stuff too. So, for those who don't know, the S is the smaller, all digital Xbox, but it does have a few compromises in a way. It doesn't do the whole full 4K like the Series X does. It'll go up to 1440p.
And
that's like 2K.
Yeah.
That's like 2K in a way. It'll still have like such as like fast load times, and all the other stuff that you see in the Series X. It's more of the resolution stuff that's the downgrade part of it. Everything else is gonna be cool. Everything else is fine. So it's like you're not losing much in all honesty. Because not everybody has a 4K TV. In all honesty.
Oh yeah.
And all that stuff. So we have, like I said, we already know price, which are good prices for what they are, for what those consoles provide. We already have a date and all that stuff, which is 2 days before the PS5, when it comes in the US at least. 9 days for everyone else. And then there's a pre-order date and time and where and all that stuff. Xbox has literally been tweeting during these last few days about like, oh, we have ours is happening on the 22nd. We'll let you, and then we'll let today. These are the times of when it comes out. So it's gonna be it's fun. But the other cool thing about this though is that Xbox is doing something different of how they sell these consoles. So you can buy them outright, $299, $499, and all that stuff. But they're doing something else, which is called Xbox All Access, where you can finance the consoles and all that stuff.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that.
And everything. So for the Series S, it'll be $24.99 a month, and then for the Series X, it'll be $34.99 a month, and all that stuff. Now, what does that entail? That gets you get the Xbox, and you get 24 months of Game Pass Ultimate, and all that stuff. And that includes 2 years. That is 2 years. So, and all that stuff. So that's not only is that you're getting the console and all that stuff, you are automatically already getting, if I'm looking at this correctly, just so I can double check, you are already getting 100 games already because of Game Pass and all that stuff. You'll also have access to 100 other games if you own a PC and all that stuff. Not only that, you're also getting access to over 150 games via cloud streaming if you own an Android phone, which is pretty nice. So you already have a collection of games right there, right then and there. Not only that, also along with a bunch of other incentives and all that stuff, which is so amazing and all that stuff. And I really think out of pretty much everything, we are looking at like the GOAT. I think the Series S in particularly will be the go-to console where people will get, not only for the price, but also if you do all access of what you're incentivizing for $25 a month and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because like literally because Ultimate by itself is $15 a month. For $10 more, you're getting a console with it. And all that stuff. Or $20 more, you get a Series X with it also. and all that stuff and everything. Now, me and Manny were talking about this just early before we recorded and all that stuff, and this relates to both consoles and all that stuff. How for PS5 pre-orders, what I found out, it's the digital one that's going quickly and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The disc drive one is going quickly, but not as fast as the digital one and all that stuff. Now, I asked Manny this, and I'm going to let you guys. I want you guys to know, get your insights on this too. Do you think that the people that are pre-ordering this know for the fact that this doesn't come with a disc drive, and are only looking at it for the price only?
Some of them probably are, especially things like such as parents and things when they're buying it for their kids. They're just like, oh yeah, buy me this. And they're like, oh okay, yeah, I'll just buy the cheaper one for you, and they'll go ahead and just purchase whatever's available, and they'll be like, oh yeah, this was the cheaper price. Because I think that was also the same thing with like your situation when you mentioned both like the Series X and then like you mentioned the higher price one, and then you mentioned the lower price one, and then your mom was like, oh yeah, well we'll help you out with that one.
True.
Yeah, I do agree.
He just shrugs.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to. I do agree that people are. Well, when I saw the prices, I immediately was like, I'm going for the cheaper one. It looked exactly the same, and for the PS5, so I'm going for the digital copy.
Oh, for the 5. I thought you meant that.
Yeah, for the PS5, they say they look the same. I think that's why the digital copies are going out faster. I mean, I hope people know the difference. If they don't, then it's gonna suck for them. But I mean, I think a majority of people should know like what they're buying. But then again, as you mentioned, there's like a lot of people that would just buy them just to buy them, just to sell them later. So that's the factor as well.
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of scalpels and all that stuff and everything, and it sucks so much. It's because it's just, what else is on here that I have? Now with all access having with Xbox, do you think people will take that route more? Do you see people taking that route of trying to doing the payments and all that stuff for getting
Oh, yeah.
an Xbox?
Definitely. When I heard about them were financing them, I'm like, what? I was like, I wish both sides were doing that because I think they'll sell it faster.
Well, because like
honestly,
well, like Xbox has done it before. They've done it with
okay.
this current generation. They originally tested it during the 360 towards the end of the 360 era and all that stuff. And so far, they've always been like pilot programs in a way, just to see how it all works. But this is like the first time they're doing it like on a next generation console on launch and everything like that. It's gonna be interesting to see. Now it's not like I mentioned. It's like these are happening all over. This is not just happening in the U.S. though. This is also happening in other countries such as like the U.K., Australia. So everyone's gonna have this finance option to try to do this and all that stuff. Of course, there's gonna be probably like there's no upfront cost, so there's no down payment or all that stuff and everything like that. Though there's like going to be like a credit check and all that stuff to see if you qualify for it and everything, and all that stuff, which is going to be interesting. Now as I mentioned, people have done this before. Like I said, this was a thing for this current generation with the Xbox One X and everything like that. When that originally came out, they are doing like an up there. If you happen to have an Xbox One X on that All Access program, you do have the option of upgrading to the Series S or the Series X console if you wanted to do that and all that stuff. So you do have that option if you are already in the Access program, but with the Series X, with the One X and all that stuff. And so I just say this: we're gonna access. All of us already know each other of what we're planning on getting, or what's the plan. But one by one, we're gonna go down. Now you have to make this more specified. Are you doing this at launch, or are you going to do this like within year one? Now of what console you're getting. And go ahead and talk.
So I'll go ahead and start.
Oh, okay. I'll do it.
So I actually, while we were talking about this and I was listening to you guys, I was actually setting up my one-click for Amazon just to make sure that I'm able to just go in and because I'm gonna get it off launch because I'm gonna have the funds for it and everything, and then obviously I already have the terabyte here as well, and then I do have a whole bunch of digital games that I do already have. on my other Xbox that I'll be able to link with my own account. I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, if I do the digital version, I don't really buy a lot of disc versions. The only thing I did buy that was disc was just, the Modern Warfare recently came out, but even then, I'm not on it all that much, mainly because it's in the living room. And for me to have finally my own console and everything, I feel like if I do that launch, I'll be able to do a lot more things, especially with you guys, as far as like expanding the gameplay of what we do also on stream at Twitch. I am only Ricky, not a plug-in, I swear.
Yeah, he had to tell you that so you understood the story more.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just context.
Just context and content, but mainly content. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, for me, I'd rather do that launch, mainly because I'll have it available for me like in November, which is like within like 2 months, compared to being like, oh, when is this going to be in stock, or even later out in the year after hearing everybody's like different opinions. I'd rather have it for my own self and have it for my own opinion. I like play the game, see how it runs, and be like, okay, I really like this, or just like, all right, if I don't, I'm just gonna go sell it back out, barely used.
Okay. Manny?
I'll go ahead. Manny, go ahead.
You can go on, Isaac. Restart.
Oh, okay. I think for me, I am planning to get the PS5 digital, and then also get like the Xbox Series X standard version. I think just going that route for me will be easier, and I think I was considering getting both digital versions, but I'm fine with doing the Xbox One X, just because. Oh, go ahead.
I was like, well, remember the Series X and the Series X are technically actually different consoles in a way.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And all that stuff. Okay.
So I wanted to go for the standard version just because I like the specs on there, and then also too, it's a different design as well. So I like that concept. Also too, is just because I want to be able to play on both platforms to kind of get a different feel of what they created from both manufacturers. So that's the reason as well. And then also, it feels good to know I can switch from both consoles to like Xbox or PS5.
Or just go ahead of it all and just build your own PC while you're at it.
Dude, honestly, I am looking into that as well. So I have a pretty big like setup in my mind that I want to create, which will take time. But yeah. Manny, go ahead.
What's up?
Oh my God. Bro.
Alright. Y'all want to know what I'm going to get? No. I'm going to get PS5 launch. I will get Xbox. It'll be probably towards ending of year one, probably.
So
Because there's a couple titles I kind of want to play. Like, I would really like to actually play Halos and stuff like that. I played a couple Halos on PC.
Halos.
But, yeah, a couple of Halos.
I mean, all 5 Halos
all on Game Pass.
are all on Game Pass, and then Infinite's going to be on Game Pass also.
Not sponsored with
I've
hashtag could be.
I've played the Halos. I've played, I think, I don't know the name. I don't know. I am gonna get both though. It's gonna be Xbox more later on towards the year though. I'm getting PS5 for launch. Hopefully I can pre-order, but if not, I'll just get it launch day.
I just want better frames than 30 frames per second. Just saying.
Can't forget about those frames.
True.
PS.
So, I had a goal, and in these last 3 weeks, it has changed multiple times.
GoFundMe, got it. So GoFundMe at Ricky at.
So
It's all about that affirm.
So-
Affirm.
So the original plan was a Series X at launch, and then a PS4 within year one.
PS5.
PS5. My bad.
You're way past that. You're
I know.
way
We're
past
way,
that.
we're way past it. Well. Hey, Miles Morales is coming to the PS4. Might as well just get the PS4 then.
Just get the. I got the PS4.
No, but yeah. So but that is it has changed twice like I said, since then. So when the Series S got announced and what it provides, the fact that I can still do at least up to 1440p with a chance of it playing up to 120 frames per second, and everything like that, that does bring in a case of having my Series X in my living room as my showcase console to play on my TV at all times, and then my Series S as my office Xbox and all that stuff. So that way I can still play the same. I'll still have the same games no matter what and all that stuff. But if I am going to be playing Cyberpunk 2077 with full 4K fidelity and all that other stuff and HDR and everything like that, that is playing on my.
Oh, when the next generation comes out.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No, we're getting like
in 2 generations when Cyberpunk comes out. Is what you're saying?
Cyberpunk comes out in November.
No, I know, but you know it's always being pushed back. It was not.
It's
I
not
know
getting
when it's
pushed
coming. I know it's not. Never mind.
What are you talking about?
Arturo got it. Just keep moving. Keep moving along.
Why are you making this complicated?
Arturo got
Because
the
it's
joke.
gonna come out the same time as Manny's mixtape, obviously.
Oh.
No.
I was literally about to bring that up, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna push it and try to go with
No,
this.
we're not gonna do that.
I didn't want to deal with that. The fact that I was gonna say was the fact that I'm gonna be playing Cyberpunk 2077, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is actually coming out the same day as the Xbox Series X, Call of Duty Cold War, even though that comes out on the 13th, that Friday, and all that stuff. Well, the campaign at least. I'm gonna play the campaign on that and all that stuff, and I'll play that in 4K HDR on my TV and all that stuff. Though I'm planning on upgrading the TV also soon.
Dolby Atmos.
Yeah, all that stuff and everything, all that fancy stuff. And then
Surround sound.
the fact of me, I can still play like all our multiplayer stuff in the office.
Yeah.
Whether it be like our battle royales or anything multiplayer and all that stuff, I can play that still on a next generation console, but still be able to play within those frames, like up to 1440p. Because I want a new monitor that can play up to that kind of stuff, at least, and everything, and I can just play that my multiplayer stuff like in the office with that stuff, and that's the dream. And then of course, now the fact that Miles Morales, Horizon 2, and the next God of War is happening within year 1 of the PS5, I might as well get that as soon as possible, so that way I have it at least, and all that stuff. Because those are gonna be those 3 games alone are console grabbers, console sellers, and everything like that. And I just might as well be one of the people to get that. Is that gonna happen with the firm? Praying God, because that's my only time. And all that stuff. Are the Xbox a bona fide Christmas present? I mean, birthday present? Yes, it is. Thank you, Mom. And
Ricky's like, shout out to my mom.
Thank you, Mom. And then that's the Series X.
Love your sister.
And then the Series S is probably gonna go through the all access program, because I have my Ultimate is actually ending in December, and then what a better way to actually renew it for 2 years, pretty much, by going it through the all access program for $24 a month, because it comes with an additional console with it and all that stuff. So this plan turned out better than I expected it to be. Yes.
Maybe.
Will it work? Well, we're only hoping. We're only praying and hoping for my plan. But anyways, but also here's the other thing. Here's the thing. We also have to know for the fact that there are games coming out in this next generation that are gonna be either multi-platform, console exclusives, and all that stuff and everything like that. I already have my breakdown of how I'm doing this and all that stuff. All exclusives are going to the console of what they're exclusive to, meaning Halo, the next Gears, Fable, and all that stuff and everything like that. That's Xbox no matter what, whether it be the S or the X. Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Horizon, God of War, the actual sequel for Spider-Man, because that is going to happen, and all that stuff. Possibly Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank. Yeah.
See?
Woo.
And all that stuff. Everything like that. All that stuff. Of course, Final Fantasy, because that is a console exclusive from what we're hearing. That will be on the PS5. Now, when it comes to what we call third-party games, such as like your Assassin's Creed, your Watch Dogs, your Cyberpunks, and Call of Duties and all that stuff, that is dependent. If they're single player, that's going to Xbox. Multiplayer, if it has crossplay, it's going to Xbox. If it doesn't have crossplay, it's going to whatever console whatever one of these two are playing mostly on. Manny and Arturo and all that stuff. If they're not crossplay,
Nintendo Switch
and all that stuff. Well, the next Pokemon that is going on my Switch and all that stuff.
Xbox 360.
That is going on my Series X because of backwards compatibility.
Is it backwards crossplay? That'd be dope, actually. That wouldn't work, but like that'd be dope.
So there is cross-gen gaming. So for those who don't know, I think we talked about this. Maybe if I didn't fully describe it. Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War. That is a long name. I am now just realizing that. That is a very long.
Oh yeah, it is.
And all that stuff.
People are just gonna say Black Ops Cold War.
Oh yeah, most likely. That and Fortnite. That will be the true cross compatibility, cross-gen, cross-play stuff. So us four can be able to play Call of Duty on our respective consoles and all that stuff. So and everything, Xbox, PS4, Xbox Series S, PS5, and all that stuff, and all that stuff, and we can play that with no issue, whether it be multiplayer or Warzone. Fortnite, it can be. I can play on my Series S while Isaac and Manny are playing on the PS5. Same with Arturo playing on the Series.
And then I'll be playing on mobile, obviously.
And then of course we have
exactly.
We'll have some of our people playing on mobile device on the Android devices because it's not on iOS anymore at this moment. Or if it's our friend Alan who plays on the Switch, we can still play with him while we're still on those consoles and everything like that.
While he has
or
PC problems.
While he's having PC problems and everything like that. But yeah, so we still have that.
We can play with our other friend on the 4.
Yes, we can play with our friend on who she has a 4, and doesn't seem like she's gonna upgrade it. Everything after what she told me. No, we're not talking about that right now.
Am I allowed to say it?
No.
Wait, I don't know why.
I will tell you after. And everything like that. But those games, like cross-play games, like those that have true cross-play, cross-platform, and all that stuff, those games are going on my Xbox. Unless it's free to play, they're going on both. They're going to go on both consoles, and all that stuff. And everything like that. But if they're like multiplayer, but it's only restricted to a certain platform, that's going to depend on who I play it more with and all that stuff. So like Avengers, when it comes out even though it's already out, I might have to rebuy that for PlayStation because I think Manny might get it, so I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I have to get it. I'm probably gonna get it now too, but I don't know.
I say, honest, Manny, get it now. That way you play it. You can play it now on your PS4, and it's a free upgrade.
When you get familiar.
When you get it on PS5, it's a free and all that stuff. Just make sure
Peer
you buy.
pressure. No, I'm just kidding.
Just
No,
buy,
I'm just kidding.
Just buy it digitally. That's all I was gonna say. Just buy it digitally because and all that stuff.
Yeah. See, Call of Duty, this is how you do it. It's a free upgrade if you buy it digitally, not whatever you're doing.
Exactly. Or if you're NBA 2K and all that stuff. Or if you even
I kind of want to get the Mamba edition, but the thing is, I don't even play basketball games. But
I know. I was
just
like,
want the Kobe edition.
I was like, why?
I just want the Kobe edition.
All that stuff. But anyways, so if you had, so here's the other question now. Here's the other question for all y'all. Out of these 4 consoles, Series X, Series S, PS5 original or regular, PS5 digital, out of those 4, what one would you recommend, depending on who you talk on, out of the people you know? What is the one?
PS5.
Explain, Manny, 'cause I don't know this.
All my friends love PlayStation. Well, they don't love PlayStation. They all of them have PlayStation. Like, and I don't know. That's just what we're talking about. All of them are like, yeah, PlayStation. They're kind of fanboy.
Oh, okay. Well, they're fanboys, and that makes more sense. That makes sense then.
Yeah, like they're like really like cause half of my friends are like super fanboyish with video games. The other half don't really care what console it is as long as they have fun. So like, one half is like, even if I'm like, hey, you should get PS5, they're probably just gonna be like, whatever. And then the other half are like, you should get PS5, and they're like, yeah, duh. So like, honestly, like, there's no way I can like even fight for Xbox with any of them, like, other than you and Arturo. Like, oh yeah, Xbox is kind of dope, but like, yeah. So PS5.
You will not believe how long as it took for us to finally come to the moment where Manny's finally gonna get an Xbox console.
Right.
I had a 360.
Well, still though, you know how long,
That's
still,
the
like,
whole
we don't
generation. You
we don't
missed
know
out.
that. We didn't know that at the time.
Well, that's because I only had it for like a month.
my point
Exactly.
My point exactly.
I had the original Xbox. I still do. I just don't play it.
Holy cow.
I think I played it like 3 times.
I still remember the day when we went to the mall and then I had walked. It was me, you, and me, Manny, and someone else.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
We walked into the Microsoft store. I looked because Manny was on my left, if I remember correctly. I looked. To my
I was
left.
there. I was there.
I looked to my left. Manny's no longer there. I'm like, where did Manny go? And then all I know is I look back and I just see Manny just standing right in front of the Microsoft store. Not even like, just like right outside of it. I'm
Yeah.
like, you're not coming in? He's like, I'm not an
Nope.
Xbox. Something like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Bro,
That's
shut
'cause-
up. Get in here.
That's because I don't know. I was like,
He was a
I'm not
fanboy.
gonna say brainwashed.
He
I'm
was
not
a-
gonna. I was, yeah.
He was a fanboy then. He was a fanboy then. That's why I was like, that journey.
And then like,
yeah.
yeah.
I remember that day till now where he's now saying like, I'm gonna get a Series X. Like, you would not like. This brings.
I wouldn't have said it back
to me.
then.
This brings a tear to my
Yeah.
eye, in all honesty, because it was a journey.
The old me would have cried.
Because last year he was close. For those who don't know, last year he was almost close to getting an Xbox One
Yeah.
and all that stuff, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's happening now with a series, he's getting a Series X. I'm just like I'm like, brings a tear to my eye and all that stuff. Because like it's like you have no idea how long it took me to get this guy to get it.
Yeah.
Stuff. Especially the day when I traded in my PlayStation, I was like, oh, I need to get this phone. I need to push.
He traded in. He's like, you know what that means? I was like, what? He's like, you gotta get an Xbox. I was like, I was like, maybe. I don't know.
It went from maybe to about to almost, and then the official.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes. Like, it makes me happy. I'm not gonna lie. And all that stuff. But anyways, that is it for this week's episode. This is a very long, very nice, awesome, interesting, and very, very, very informational. If you love
And
sports.
non-depressing.
Non-depressing, very yes. Not
Yeah, yeah.
awesome. That is the point of this. That is the point of these podcasts, not to be depressing.
But hold on, now that I have the
will-
mic, now that I have the
no, no,
mic,
no,
almost
no,
3
no,
sea turtles die every year.
No, stop. You were ruining what I was about to say and all that stuff. I was like, I will admit, our beginning episodes they get to a point where it gets to a depressing point, and I'll admit that and all that stuff.
And that's not what this podcast was made to be.
It really wasn't. It really wasn't.
This
It really
podcast was
wasn't.
meant to just be fun stuff to talk about, and then
It really wasn't. It
started
really
getting
wasn't.
depressing.
It's not our fault. It's not our fault that shit happens.
Yeah, it's
In all
2020.
honesty. Like 2020. is-
Just blame it on the year. Just blame it on the year, yeah.
No. We blame it on Alan.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's all because of Alan, bro.
Yeah.
That's why California's on fire. It's because of Alan.
Yeah.
Oh
so
god, that was your argument.
Because
That lit up the whole
obviously they had to find out that Alan was a boy somehow, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Has to be.
But anyways,
it was Manny's mixtape.
Yeah, see, Alan went back in time. Hold on. Alan went back in time because he knows Kang the Conqueror, and then they refixed the Marvel Universe, and then they pre-ordered the PS5 and the Xbox, and then they got my mixtape from the future, and then brought it back, and then California's on fire. I was trying to just tie in everything that we talked about.
All right. Awesome.
Good.
Thank you again for joining a podcast with no name yet, episode 22. As I go through the rigmarole, these comes out every single Wednesday except for this one, which will come out on a Friday at 10 a.m. on
This
YouTube.
one's special.
YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Google, and Apple Podcasts, and other audio services around the globe, and all that stuff. We thank you for listening, watching, seeing all of our amazing dumb stuff that we talk about and say, especially for Manny.
Hell yeah.
If you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, click the bell so that way you get your notifications going and all that stuff. So know when we have new episodes and all that stuff. And like I said, don't forget we also have the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer reaction with me and Isaac and all that stuff. We love for that to get some views, to get looked at and all that stuff and everything. And especially this podcast since it's on YouTube and everything like that. And all that stuff.
You guys should share it with your friends,
And all
share it with
that
your
stuff.
family, your grandma,
Yeah,
grandpa.
exactly.
Yeah.
All that stuff. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, don't forget to rate this with 5 stars. Leave a comment there too.
Or
and all
4
that stuff.
stars. I'll settle for 4. I mean, if they didn't like it that much, like 4 stars, I'd be okay with it.
This is the longest outro.
I am working on. I am working on it. Okay, it's not my fault that Manny comes in every sentence.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. We just take Manny out and then we just wrap everything up, right?
And stuff and everything. Golly, and if you don't know, now you know. Bye.
Yeah.